everyone. Welcome to Ladies Night. How is everybody doing tonight? How are you doing tonight, ladies?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing great.
I am good. I'm so excited. It's Thursday. You know, it's always a blessing when it's Thursday because I get to see all you beautiful ladies on the screen tonight. Okay, Dre. Okay. Hi to everybody that is in the house. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way in. If you can share out this live, then please feel free to do so now. Tonight we've got a couple of different topics that we are going to get into. So I want us to just get stuck in and just go for it. So the first set of topics that we're going to discuss is going to be, which is hitting headlines everywhere this week, is going to be Duante, Wright, Lieutenant CaronNarazio, and Jonathan Pentland. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, you should be, but if you're not, I got you covered. So, Duante Wright is a young man that was pulled over by police in Minnesota, I believe, and for expired tags. They found out that he had a warrant. And then this is the situation where the officer thought she was tasing him, but instead shot him in the chest, I believe, and he died. So that is Duante Wright. Lieutenant CaronNarazio. Now, this is the gentleman that has been over the news, who is a lieutenant for the U.S. Armed Forces, and he got pulled over. What? No, he was at a gas station. Did he get pulled over? Or was he at a gas? No, he did get pulled over. He got pulled over and he stopped at a gas station, and he was basically being harassed by two cops who wanted to basically drag him and pull him out of the car and wouldn't tell him exactly why they pulled him over. Tried to make it out like he was being some kind of trouble when in fact he actually wasn't. So that is Lieutenant Narazio, and then we have Jonathan Pentland. Now, Jonathan Pentland is also, I believe he's a part of the U.S. Army. I think he's also a part of the U.S. Army. And there was a young Black gentleman that was walking through his neighborhood. He also lived in this neighborhood. And Jonathan Pentland decided to harass this man and his wife film the whole incident. Pentland has since been arrested, which is wonderful. He has since been arrested. However, the news that everybody is going crazy about is the fact that his family are moving out of the house that they live in because of protesters outside of their home. So, hey Dawn, hey Dre, hey Mia, welcome guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. Don't forget to hit those thumbs up on your way in. Thank you. If you guys can share this live, then please feel free to do so. So, ladies, let's get into the topics. Let's talk about these police brutality situations that have happened this week. It's crazy that there is so much going on, so much in 1 week. It's crazy. What are your thoughts?
Well, the last one, he's a sergeant. He's a sergeant in the military.
Okay. He's a sergeant. I think I read something saying he was a lieutenant, but okay. He is a sergeant. Correction, y'all. He's a sergeant.
For me, and all I'm gonna say about this topic, because it's very like triggering and it's very like hurtful, is I saw like a quote on Facebook that really like it just said it all for me, and it said that when terrorists, like white or Caucasian terrorists, are attacking, police know how to escort these people to where they need to be, whether it's jail, whether it's whatever. They make it to their destination. And some of these terrorists are even armed, but it's so hurtful to see so many Black men and Black people in general, they're not armed. They're trying their best to do everything right. Put their hands up, put their hands down. Try to be as docile as possible. And they're still getting killed, not able to go home to their families. So it's very hurtful to see this. And I just don't know when it's going to stop.
Right.
And it's just a shame, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it's the way to fix it, right? Like,
exactly.
Because if you take away guns, my husband brought up a good point. It's just like guns should just be obsolete. Like everyone turn them in, but then you have those people like, those are my rights to protect myself, my family. Because for the people who are going to continue to keep guns, if we take them away, you know,
right?
Then we disarm ourselves with power, and then they definitely have the upper hand. So I don't know. I don't know.
I had a different view. After I watched that video about 3 times.
Which one?
The one with Duante, the young man who was shot in Minnesota. After I watched it about 3 times, the question came to me was, would he just took the arrest, went to jail, would he be alive? If he wasn't a risk, if he wasn't almost he wasn't trying to go to jail. He wasn't trying to no. So my question is, I finally asked my question is, are we teaching our children when you get pulled over, and even if you even if you get arrested, the only objective is to come home. And so my question is, would he be alive if he wasn't?
I feel like that's hard to say, because even when people do comply,
they end up dead.
They still end up dead.
Sandra Bland, she complied. She made it to the station, and they took her picture dead. So, and it's really sad that we have to teach our young men and our young, Black people, oh, when a cop pulls you over, just comply, just do what they say. Like, it's just so sad. Like, it's so sad.
Yeah.
And the one with the what is it, the Army, was it Sergeant Lieutenant? Just like, you can't be in this neighborhood. It's funny how people view us, like, why can't I be in a neighborhood? Why can't I be in a neighborhood across from me? Maybe I'm looking at houses, or maybe I'm working, maybe I'm a door-to-door salesman or something. Like, it's just crazy, because he wouldn't stop, someone of his own race, and that could be someone walking around robbing people. But just because he doesn't look like another race of people, that he could just walk freely and terrorize the neighborhood,
But does that mean he got to leave his home too? I mean, does that mean that, yes, he done wrong? He had natural consequences. He gonna get in trouble for the military. He's gonna be he's being charged with 3rd-degree assault. So do that mean, I'm just asking some questions tonight. Do that mean that because we in America, we say we in America, it's free of the land, does that mean he got to leave his home, sell his home, because now protesters are out in his damn front door?
Yeah, I think he should have to leave it. Yeah. I think everything that they're doing, like,
I'm just asking him, I beg a difference. If this was a Black man done that to a white boy, would he have to leave his home?
But my thing is, though, Andrea, that no one's making them leave their home. They choose to.
Well, he ain't got no choice, B, if he's feel unsafe in his home, because protest is out in front of his home.
I don't care what race it is. When you stop somebody and punk them out on the street like that, and they're innocent, you deserve what's coming to you. That's why. But see, I'm the one that's okay with, like, riots and everything, because I'm just like, when you're made to be angry.
I am too. I'm just asking.
When you're made to be angry and no one hears you when you're peaceful, and you have to get this frustration and these emotions out, and something or someone is going to have to suffer because we as a people are suffering every day. And until that stops, like it's wild out time all around.
I mean, don't y'all think he's suffering? He has been humiliated. He's been, the video has been shown several. It's going viral.
Who are you speaking of? The white man?
Y'all don't think he's suffering? You don't think he's suffering? I'm just asking.
Yeah, and he needs to suffer more.
Suffering. I'm sure he's suffering, but you know,
he needs to suffer more.
When you make decisions,
I'm sure that boy is suffering, being humiliated and pushed around on the sidewalk for the world to see. So.
Well, I'm saying all that is wrong, and I'm saying all that is natural consequences. I agree with all that. I agree he gonna get in trouble with the military. I agree he been charged. He been arrested. But the one thing I don't agree is he got to leave his home because he is a homeowner. He got protested out in his front yard. He feel unsafe. That's the only thing I don't agree with.
Well, no one is making him leave.
But he ain't got no.
He has a choice to stay. He has a choice to stay. He had a choice to come out and have a conversation with these protesters. He had a choice to come out and apologize to the young man. He did not do any of those things. So as far as I'm concerned, he can go, his wife can go, the dog can go, the cat can go, the lizard can go. Everybody can leave.
The lizard too, Nita?
Everybody got to go.
The point that I'm making, he's a homeowner. He has his family they've been living in that house probably for a minute now. He invested, and now he got to give that up because he feel unsafe in his own home.
And you know what? When he goes to his new neighborhood, they'll know him there too. So because of one action that he did, because of one thing that he did,
would y'all feel
he's gonna be paying for it for the rest of his life. So.
Would y'all feel different if it was a black man? Y'all would say the same thing. He got to leave his home too. I'm just asking some questions. The one
that's true. So Dre, right?
He don't labor over, and his wife has to, and they are homeowners now. And now he got to leave his home. Would you feel different if you were black man?
because Dre brought up a really good point. He's a homeowner. He's gonna sell. Yeah, he's gonna sell. Like he has equity. He's gonna be just fine. Like he's gonna get White Lives Matter is gonna give him a GoFundMe. You know, he's gonna be well off when he walks out of there.
If he was a black man, Andrea, to answer your question,
y'all feel different. He was a black man.
And answer your question, I wouldn't feel different. Anybody who treats somebody else like that, and then just blatantly in front of the world, even behind the scenes, doesn't matter. If you treat somebody like that and people are protesting out of your house, you do what you got to do.
Okay.
You don't treat people like that. No matter what color you are.
Different. Would you feel so strongly?
Absolutely.
If he was a black man and he got to sell his home. They probably been at home that 6 months to a year. All that, and he should
have thought about that.
It don't matter about color.
I do not empathize with bullies. I do not empathize at all with bullies.
Well, I got my answer.
And you know what? He ought to be glad that the protesters don't burn his house down like how his ancestors used to burn down black people's houses down. For no reason. So you got to be glad that they're just peacefully just standing outside his house, not throwing rocks and stuff at his windows. not.
And Dre said if he was black, he would have been hung.
Oh yes.
Well, I just my thing is, right, potentially, let's look at it from this point of view, right? So now he knows that this young man is black and he lives in his neighborhood. Apparently, this is a predominantly white neighborhood, and maybe he didn't believe black people lived in that neighborhood. Now that he knows there's a black person in that neighborhood, maybe he just wants to move because he don't want to live somewhere where there are black people.
And that's what it is. He probably just like, I gotta get out.
I don't think you can blame protesters. Protesters protest every single day. Okay, we had the Trump rallies. We got the Black Lives Matter rallies that be going on. We have got so many different protesters that potentially are predominantly one race that do different things. But at the end of the day, nobody got harmed. They're outside his house, and maybe by them doing that, it's kind of like teaching him a lesson. It's like, don't try, like, you were bullying this young man who was just walking around his neighborhood. He wasn't doing nothing. He lives there. You know, you were bullying him. So now this is how you should feel. Don't you feel scared? Isn't it scary when you were the only one? You the only one.
Right.
Surrounded by black people.
The person
Right.
who take that was a black woman. And at the end of the video, when he was talking to the boy, he had two black women coming around the corner. So it's some black people living in that neighborhood. I'm just thinking,
yeah,
you know.
I'm sure he's seen them. I'm sure he's seen them before.
It was dumb of the wife to even record it and then post it on social media like she was doing something. By
She got
posting
her
that
husband
video.
arrested.
But maybe she just didn't know. She just didn't think he was going.
But didn't he have a friend, the dark skinned chick with the short fro? And she said she had to record too, that he was walking with.
No, she recorded from her house.
That was her house.
She recorded from her house.
Yeah, I saw her on a news clip. Yeah.
So she recorded from her house, and then at the end of the video, when he was pushing him, two black women come around the corner.
Yeah, they just walked past.
Well, I just think, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't think anyone should have to move, you know, but I actually don't think it's a situation where he's being forced to move. I think it's a situation where they are choosing to move. No one told them they have to move out their house.
You think he has a choice, V? I mean, I just be honest and tell the truth.
Yes, he got a choice.
A choice. He got a choice that protest.
Of course he's got a choice. How many, let's just think about it this way, right? Just for a split second, right? How many black people got terrorized, stuff outside their houses got burned down? Sometimes their own homes got burned down, and they had to start over.
I agree. But I'm just asking, do you think the man really has a choice when you got all the black protesters at your house playing music right in front of your front yard and telling you and wishing you would come out and say something to them? Come on now, y'all. He ain't got no.
Okay, let's be realistic though. These black protesters are not gonna be outside his house for the rest of his life.
Well, no, until they get satisfied, until he get the movement, they don't. I'll just say it.
They ain't gonna be outside his house forever. They gonna get tired eventually. Shoot, turn your TV up, turn your music on. You ain't gonna worry about those people outside your house. Call the police.
Yeah.
There's so many options to him. I mean, me personally, after I built my house, I ain't moving out of my house. You gonna be out of your damn mind. I ain't moving.
Well, you know, my friend over here was telling me how she felt this morning about it when I was having a conversation with her, and she was giving me the business this morning.
I have a question.
Yes.
What makes you sympathize with the man about his house and stuff?
What makes you sympathize with the man about his house? What makes you sympathize because hopefully one day I'm gonna be a homeowner, okay? In the near future, it's coming soon. I'm claiming that, okay? But I'm saying is, if I'm a homeowner, I just bought my house. This is my family home, and I'm setting roots and everything. And now I done something stupid, okay? And on social media, and now got protesters out my house. I got to leave my house because number one, we white and we afraid, okay? Let's keep it 100. He is afraid, okay? And we white, we afraid. We got to give up our home because I, as the husband, acted a damn fool, okay? And so this the family home, and we got kids too, and so they got to leave their friends and family, all that kind of stuff. I think the national consequences that he had, he got arrested, he got humiliated, and don't get me wrong, the military is gonna do something about him. Trust and believe. It is laws he gonna have to pay for. So I'm saying is them natural consequences, like he was arguing with me this morning, my sister. You say he got natural consequences. So ain't he was talking about? I'm just asking some questions.
Well, those consequences are hidden, and it needs to be public. How
is that hitting when he gonna get into
because he gets to go through agony and pain in private, but he got to publicly humiliate and embarrass that young man, that young black man. So he needs to be publicly scrutinized for it. Because if you keep disciplining in private, you know, and letting shit go on in public, then no one sees the consequence. No one is going to be afraid of the consequence, because that next white man is going to come out and start trying to kick somebody down the road. He's going to think twice, because now his neighbor set precedent, you know, for what can happen. And he's not thinking about, oh, well, he probably lost his job. Nobody thinks about that kind of stuff when people are out here wilding out. They think about, oh, the black people ain't doing nothing but sitting back, you know, and they're not even protecting their young brother, you know, or nothing ever happened to that man, because we don't actually know what the military is doing. You see, if you're in the military and you're from that family, you know rules and regulations. But someone like myself who doesn't have any history with that, it would look like that man got away scot-free. And so to me,
I call a couple of my friends who are in the military. Okay, I called them up. I said, "Hey, do y'all got bylaws when it comes to military messing with civilians?" He said, "Yes, military will handle it." Okay, trust and believe.
Wow.
He gonna be
right, but a regular person like myself wouldn't know that. That doesn't have friends in the military, so it's looking like nothing's being done if we're letting him get corrected in private.
But don't you think he's been humiliated? He got a mug shot. He don't want value. Everybody, they mama know who he is. That's humiliating enough.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the next death though in 2 days, and then you know,
So
we wouldn't even.
If I was walking down the street next to that man, I wouldn't even know who he is. I would not recognize him.
Well, I'm just a little sympathetic to I agree with everything he natural consequences. I hope he paid for everything he done. But the one thing I draw a line, it's America. If you own a house, you should be able to stay in your house.
Let me ask you something, Andrea. What if he wanted to move, like Nita said? Well, like V said, he wanted to move because now there's black people in my neighborhood.
If he
wants to get out.
If he wants to move, that's his choice. But I think I'll just ask this a tad big question. Would y'all sisters feel any different if it was a black man and y'all tell him he got to
run his ass out the same way?
Okay.
Run him out the same way.
Okay.
So I have a question.
My questions.
I have a question that kind of goes into the Duante Wright situation, and I just want to get a feel for what people think. Myself and Andrea kind of briefly spoke about it earlier or yesterday, I believe. But do you guys think that officer is going to get off? Or do you think that she is going to...
Her charge is wrong. Her charge is wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
what should her charge be?
Y'all say
manslaughter. They don't even have manslaughter on the table. Her charge is too deep.
Well, didn't you guys say first degree murder?
They said because she's a woman.
You know what, Robin? And I'm glad you brought that up because
she's a woman, she's gonna go down. Not like the George Floyd situation and all the other situations. Because she's a woman, she's going to go down.
Look up her charge because I don't know if it's 2 or 3. It's murder 3, I think.
Murder in a second degree and manslaughter.
Is murder 2?
Oh, she does have murder there because I thought it was only 2 counts of manslaughter.
So she had. No, I thought she had, and I watched the YouTube video, so I didn't do real research.
And don't get me wrong, I don't feel bad for her.
Oh, so her charge is manslaughter. I thought her charge was murder 2 or 3. Y'all sure?
Oh, hold on, I'm looking at.
I don't think I saw murder on the charge.
Oh, here Nia pulled it up. It's a second degree manslaughter. So I thought it was murder 2 or 3. Yeah, so she's gonna get that. She's gonna manslaughter because that's what happened. Even though it was intentional, you could do drunk driving, vehicular manslaughter. Like,
I mean,
that's just you causing the death of somebody.
I think she's gonna walk.
Wait a minute.
Really?
They only gave her manslaughter, not murder in the second degree?
She didn't need murder too. She needed manslaughter.
Oh, okay. Then what's the problem? Then should it be a slam dunk then if it's manslaughter?
We're gonna listen to V.
Isn't that easy to prove?
Yes, she caused the death.
Yeah.
She caused his death.
Did y'all watch the tape?
Isn't that easy to prove? Manslaughter?
I don't watch none of them videos.
I did.
I can't.
I did. I watched it 3 times, and she said she's pulling her taser and she's fighting with her gun.
The important part of that whole video is taser.
Yes,
but she could have been faking.
Right.
She could have been faking
with a gun.
You know as well as I do what they gonna do up in that court.
Here's some important things though. Mm-hmm. First of all, that I learned that your taser should not be on your gun side. So she already there's some inconsistencies there. Like we need to find out where this taser was seated at on her belt because that's a key factor And did you really think that? Because your gun hand, they say, is supposed to be where your side, whatever hand you write with, your gun is supposed to be on that side, and your taser should be on your weaker side. That way, if you got the strong hand going down, you know something's gonna be uncoordinated or whatever when you're trying to go for the taser. That way, your brain connects, your hand-eye coordination is working to send signals to know. So we need to know where she positioned, this weapon at. I think that's gonna be a key factor.
No, a key factor also is that there is a safety on a gun and there is a safety
True.
on a taser.
I have a question.
There is a safety on
Why
both.
did she feel the need to taser him in the first place? Like, why did she taser
arrest?
He was clearly evading arrest.
So
yes,
what is the police? What is he got into the car and drove off?
Yes, he was resisting arrest.
He was resisting arrest.
So is it protocol to shoot then because of that?
She wasn't shooting. Robin,
she said
she was
trying to get her.
Is it protocol to taser the person? Okay. Now I understand. Now I get
But
it.
if she could follow her job protocol and have that taser where it needed to be, so that these kind of mistakes don't happen. And then you can't tell if you hold a gun, like, I don't know, I shoot guns. So if you hold a gun versus like a taser, they're two totally different objects. Like the trigger's different, the feel's different, the hand, the barrel, like everything's just different,
But also when you're in that state of emotion at that moment, you're not thinking.
And she should be a cop
she's a cop. These cops, they don't know how to control themselves. They don't.
Somebody too that day. He was also training somebody that day.
She was training someone.
When she walks, y'all remember this conversation?
We don't remember it.
There is important facts in this whole thing, right? Neek,
but just because
you
she said
down a little bit. But Neek, you were coming down a little bit on George Floyd, right? About him evading, about him, like resisting arrest. Yeah. And he nowhere near resisted arrest like Duante Wright.
Yes.
Who? You think George Floyd didn't resist worse than Duante Wright?
No, I said he didn't do worse than Duante Wright.
I think Floyd was way worse.
But they're both dead.
I think Duante Wright was way worse to me.
Duante Wright was way worse. That video.
Duante Wright was way worse.
Whether you resist or you don't resist, or you resist a little or you resist a lot, you dead.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so sad.
It's sad. I honestly, genuinely do not believe that he deserved to lose his life.
No,
right? And I'm
none
really
of them.
confused as how she got that messed up. I don't get it. I think there's so many different factors. You got to take your safety off of a taser and a gun. You got to take a safety off, right? They're located in two different parts of of each instrument. So that is a major fact. Then you're wearing it on two different parts of your belt. You're training someone. You've been doing this for a long time. So my thing is, it's like, how do you mess that up? And then what I'm sick and tired of these police officers doing, and I'm so confused, and maybe I need to understand the training better. I wish we had an officer or something here where they could answer that
would
question.
Be nice.
But I'm just so confused as to why they're always aiming for the chest.
The heart.
Why are we not aiming for knees, for legs, for arms?
They're like shooting. They're shooting to kill. They're shooting to kill.
They're not trained like that. They shoot to kill and ask questions later.
You're not
shoot to bring the person down.
They're not trained like that.
Like shoot him in the leg, shoot him in the ankle. God, shoot him in the arm.
No, you're supposed to be shooting to disarm to get
you actually had an officer a long time ago on your show, time ago that came up and said that, I forgot the guy's name.
Harry?
But
Harry?
Yeah, it was Harry.
Oh,
Harry. You don't shoot someone to disable. Once you draw that gun, if you're an officer, you have to, kill, like take the threat out. Like, because in the leg, it's not gonna, and then he said like bullets can ricochet. Like if you don't hit mass or like
it can ricochet off the ground and turn around and hit you. It could hit your partner.
So basically,
bystander.
they're trained.
Threat.
So they're trained to carry out judgment at that moment, is what you're saying. You're trained to, as soon as you pull your gun, you are the judgment hand.
Yeah,
you're determining that person. That's so terrible. Mm-hmm. Then why have a criminal system? Forget the criminal system. Throw the whole criminal system out the window, because the cops should just carry out the law. In that case, like, I just feel like it's stupid.
Well, they say if you don't shoot to kill, if just in case your opponent get the upper hand on you, you gotta shoot to kill.
But they got protection. Civilians don't have nothing. Like, but it makes me so angry. It's not their duty to decide if someone's gonna live or die.
Civilians don't always have nothing, honey. Sometimes civilians got stuff. Okay?
Do you agree that sometimes the threat is stronger than the cop that's out there? The cop that's actually doing their job the right way, and you got somebody out there.
Yes,
absolutely.
I watched the video of a guy that was trying to.
I don't think this goes for every cop, okay? Like, I don't believe that every cop is in this situation. I don't believe, and I think you do have to accept, you're trained that way. You're trained to assess these situations, right? And my thing is that it's sad that some of these situations, or a lot of the situations that we are seeing in news, which is ending in death, are situations which could have been handled a different way, or just dealt with differently, right? It's not a lot of threat to them. And I can understand if it's one officer, right? You're one officer out there by yourself, you're calling for backup hasn't come yet, you need to isolate, or you need to deal with the situation at hand. You feel a threat. I can understand them feeling a threat if you feel that they have a gun or they have something on them that's going to threaten you, right?
Because you got to remember, a lot of these cops need to get back home.
Yourself.
But a lot of they have families too. Like, a lot of these cops have families too. And if you're out here with a knife and a gunfight just because police have a bad name, and you didn't have your weapon to disable the threat or whatever, like, then you're dead. Like, someone's gonna die. It's either me or you at this point.
I completely agree. I do. It's like somebody robbing your house, right? And then the person that's in that house shoots you and you end up dead. I didn't tell you to come out. I'm protecting myself. Right. So I feel like some officers do get a bad rep with this situation, because they're not all like that. And at the end of the day, they got to go home to their families too. But I think the ones that are gun happy, that are trigger happy, that can isolate the situation without the need of a gun, I think they need to be held accountable, because that is unacceptable. It's unacceptable, period. Okay.
I think there needs to be more criteria to becoming, like, if you have to go through all of this college to be a doctor, or all of this college, I feel like they need to up the pay, up the salary, and put you through extensive training. You were doing surgery, or just like you were practicing law, things that take years. But you go to, what is it, police school, like 18 months or something like that, and you're
not enough.
A gun and a
evaluation. They need a psychiatric evaluation too. If they trigger happy,
it's because there's not enough officers.
Right, and because the pay is so low, you can work at Walmart and make the same, do a couple overtime days, and you getting paid just like a cop is, And so when you don't, I think you don't get a good quality of person there when you set the bar so low.
Yeah, right. That's true. That is true.
I don't think that she.
Go ahead, Nita.
I don't think she's gonna walk. Just like the what that guy's name is, who's the lady officer shot him in his apartment while he was eating ice cream. She. You know what I'm saying? The women, and I don't like.
She was retarded.
I don't feel sorry. Just like this woman officer is retarded. She knew what was what. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he said there's a lot of inconsistencies. But like Robin was saying, I don't feel sorry for this woman at all. But I feel like the punishments are harsher for the women than they are for the men. She got locked up as soon as it happened.
Yes.
George Floyd
got to go home.
Still walking around here as a free man, but he's going on trial for 3 weeks. She just got locked up straight out the gate.
And no bail. She got no bail too.
They're saying it's because she's a woman, and people are saying because she's a woman, it's kind of like, oh, we don't need a woman president because they're too moody and they're too this, and already women has that judgment on them.
She got no bail.
Say it again.
She got no bail. Her thing is that she can't get out into a trial.
They're saying because she's a woman, and it should have been like that for George Floyd's killer as well. He should have just went straight in. No, there shouldn't have been any protests for him to get in jail. Just take him in. And I don't know if it's because all of the stuff happened before, which is why they took her in. They didn't want like a repeat of, you know, everything to happen, but I'm not sure. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays off. But I just think either she's gonna get barely any time, or she's gonna walk. Just from the facts of it so far, from what I've seen and what I've heard. If more evidence comes out during the time, then we shall see. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Even if she's a woman, still.
Did you see what Don said?
Yes, I did.
I'm done.
So, okay, so we've talked about the officers, and we have talked about Jonathan Pentland. The lieutenant, you know, it's another situation where he was harassed and he didn't need to be, but I'm glad that he is doing. So I'm glad that he's still alive. I'm glad he's still able to walk, and I'm glad that he's doing what he needs to do for himself, and he is suing the police department. So
and two officers got fired.
Right, and
he should pull his ass over though. He know better. But let's go. Move on.
What you say? What you say? What you say? He should have known better.
I said next. What they said on the other show. Next case.
I mean, he said that he wanted to pull over into a lit place because he didn't feel safe. What's wrong with that?
He got a light in his truck. Next.
But I just want to say, for everybody that doesn't know, if you are driving and you are getting pulled over by a cop and it is not in a well-lit area, then you need to call 911, and you need to let them know you have an officer that's trying to pull you over and you are responding. However, you are going to a well-lit area.
They will communicate
that. A whole bunch of hassle.
What if he didn't know that? What if I didn't know that?
What is he in the army or?
Yeah, but I didn't know to do that. I didn't know to do that.
I'll tell you what I do though.
Well,
I didn't know about the I didn't know about the 911 thing, but me, every time I get pulled over, this phone video is on. It is rolling every single time. I don't care who it is.
The problem I have with this situation is when they pull him over, they press brake. But at the end, when they was threatening him by his military career, I got a problem with that. Don't be trying to mess my job up because you're trying to arrest me. You thought you was better than me.
We got don't take your house or your job.
You're right. I feel like I agree. Like he shouldn't. Like, that whole situation is just different. But I just want people to know that is an option that you need to do when you are being pulled over. It's a dark area. You tell them that it is a dark area. You put your hazards on, and you drive to a well-lit area. Let them know, because they let the officer know, and then the officer is pissed off or thinking you're evading, because they also get the call to let them know that you are going to pull over to follow you until you get to a well-lit area.
Well, that's
Save
a
your
good
life, guy.
That's a good thing to tell people, because I didn't know that. Now that I know, I might use it too.
I got y'all. I got y'all. Okay.
I like that.
Okay, y'all. So leaving the heavy stuff, let's get into the fun stuff. Let's get into the light stuff. Okay, y'all. Woo, child. Woo. So Tiffany Haddish did. Okay. She is getting scrutinized for wearing the same outfit over and over again in media. She has this beautiful white dress. She's worn it a couple of times, and people are saying that she shouldn't be wearing it. She's being cheap and yada, yada, yada. There's a whole bunch of other things that are being said about her. How do you guys feel about repurposing outfits? Do you think it's wrong? Do you think it's okay? Do you think that there's a certain standard for regular people and celebrities? What are your thoughts and opinions?
Just because I'm a celebrity don't mean I'm watching my money too. So I would cut that dress and wear it all different kind of ways. Okay, you ain't gonna tell me who was folks telling other folks how to spend their money. She can wear that dress how many times she wants to.
I agree.
I like her. I really like her a lot. So I'm kind of biased, but I think it's really nice to see celebrities do what we do from time to time. We do that. We don't have expendable, like paycheck, like money banks, like, we have to repurpose what we wear. We buy things because we love them and we wear them. So I love that she wears it over and over again. She loves the dress. She looks good in the dress, first of all. And why not,
And top of
I
that,
sure would.
Tiffany grew up in the foster care system, so she know what it is not to have nice clothes and stuff. So she's saying, "Look, this dress I'm gonna wear until the wheels fall off. Okay, I'm gonna keep it."
And I think
everything.
Isn't that the dress that she said it was one of the first like purchases she ever made?
Yes.
Like she's like, I don't care. Like this is one of the first like expensive purchase. Like I don't know, it's a symbolic dress to her, and I don't see anything wrong with it.
Me either.
I think that people need to stop being so uptight about how people spend their money. I don't care if you rich, you ain't rich, or what you got to do. Because guess what, y'all? Y'all ain't seeing these celebrities on their off days, and they do whatever the hell they got to do behind the scenes. I guarantee they wear the same outfit all the time.
They look like us. They look just like us.
Nia said, why do people care if I'm wearing the same black leggings I had since 2011?
Right.
I'm gonna wear whatever I want to wear, and that's
I think that I don't even think they care. I don't think it's a money thing at all. Well, I know it's not for her.
No.
But I know that it's a very powerful message, behind her saying that I'm in this area with these people. I'm in the arena. I can sit at the table now, but I'm not going to become them. I'm going to be humble. I'm going to show them that I don't have to get all, buy these expensive fabrics and get a dress made for every single event and then discard it, be wasteful,
Oh my God.
Dresses are expensive too. They are expensive.
Right. And so I think that she is trying to change the game when it comes to celebrities and
expectations,
and how they present themselves, to us regular folk, that are out here trying to buy new dresses every time we go somewhere just so we can look like them because they go out and buy new dresses, So it's like, okay, repeat it. That's why I got 5 outfits now because, it's not about all of that. It's about being around good people, living your life, and just excelling in whatever you want to do. That's what we're supposed to be focused on. Not what's on somebody's ass. Like, it's so stupid to me.
Yes.
I love how she put that.
Oh, you know what, though, for me,
I know what she's gonna say.
For you.
For me, I did it. I wouldn't wear the same dress every time. I get it, being humble and not trying to become like everybody else. But and listen, what she wear don't make me. What she eat don't make me shit. What she wear don't clothe me.
But what is she? It's a long dress.
Michelle Obama wore the same outfit a couple of times.
It made it look different.
But the thing is, though, wear the same outfit. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I get saving money. Maybe buy a different dress or something else that is lesser, because we can do a lot with,
she could do like a cheaper version, like go to the mall
and dress it up.
Something.
But what I'm saying. So what is she cutting? I'm just asking.
She can still keep wearing the same dress like she wants to,
Honestly,
but me, I wouldn't do that. I'll probably wear that one dress twice. And then after that, okay, now it's time to get something else because everybody doesn't see me in this. I'm kind of tired of seeing me in it. But that's her problem.
The thing is,
though, she did.
The thing is these celebrities, a lot of times they do not have to pay for dresses to these events. These designers, they want to show their dress off on these people because people will see them and other people will want to buy them. Okay, so it's really not a money thing. It's really not a money thing. She can get a dress for free. Someone will be willing to put a beautiful dress on her. But she decided to choose that dress. Why? And it goes back to what Nick said. It's truly a statement. Because I'm sure Oscar de la Renta, you know, I think the dress isn't the dress an Oscar dress? I don't even know.
Alexander.
I don't know.
Is it Alexander? Whoever. I'm sure he wants to give her more dresses, and I'm sure she has more dresses in her closet.
Right.
But this dress specific is why
it means something.
It means something to her, and she wears it to all her special events. So it's not about like, you know. I don't think it's not money.
After the fourth time, it's time to retire that baby. After the fourth time,
she's gonna keep wearing it.
Well, I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of it, because she's not the only celebrity to do it. Several celebrities have done this in the past, and they have been photoed. Like, I mean, the magazines and everything are catching photos. They'll say 2008, 2012, 2015.
Yeah,
that's upsetting.
They watching them, and it's like, really? Who goes back years ago to pull out the same outfit
like,
I wore for whatever event? I mean,
I know that dress.
Okay. Nita, get the ladies a 12 with the hair, girl. They loving the hair.
Woo! Yes,
Nita. Go, Nita. Go, Nita. But yeah, exactly, Nia. I think we all know that money isn't an issue for her. She's just gonna wear whatever she wants to wear, and that is that at the end of the day. So I ain't mad at her. I think go, girl, go.
I ain't mad at her. For me, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You're a diva.
And you know what? Now you said something, it's more of a statement, okay? And for me, I would want to keep wearing different dresses for different designers, because I am about helping other people succeed as well. So for me, if somebody wants me to wear their clothing, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Won't she donate the dress to somebody? I mean, after you wore it 4 times, I would donate the dress to somebody who's in the need.
I don't think she's ever gonna get rid of that one. She's gonna keep that one. Yeah, she's keeping that one.
Let me tell you something. I think when people struggle, or they go through a struggle in their life when they didn't have much, and then they are awarded an opportunity which gives them a lot of the times they know how to save and how to spend wisely. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the times they don't want to go back to the struggle. And maybe this is her way of thinking, like, shoot, let me tell you something. People are rich for a reason, you know, and then they have to stay rich, okay? And let me tell you something. Rich people are the most frugal people ever.
They really are.
They are very frugal. They like nice things. They gonna spend their money on nice things, but they are very frugal. I'm telling you, y'all.
You know what, though? They can afford to be frugal.
They can.
Right.
They really can.
It's so cliche to say that, but they really can afford to be frugal.
Right, exactly. Okay, y'all. I've been waiting because I want to hear what everybody has to say on this topic. Okay. Yada 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 yada. Okay, wait. So, Cardi, Meg Thee Stallion, have hit the headlines, guys. They have made the Grammy Awards get thousands of complaints about their performance on the Grammys this year. Everybody is calling it pornography at its finest.
Yeah, I thought it was too much. I thought it was a little too much. Just inappropriate. I thought it was very inappropriate.
Wow, Andrea, didn't know.
Yeah, I did. That's why I turned it off from the kids. I turned the TV off.
Yes. What did everyone else do? I know Nita did a video reaction on this, but Nita, feel free to let us know your opinion again on that performance particularly. Well, do you guys feel like they should have received complaints?
Yes.
I do.
I do.
I didn't see the Grammys, just to be totally honest. I saw a little clip of the video. So if the video was like that, and if that was anything to do with what they wanted to portray at the Grammys, then yeah. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, that's very
Not
inappropriate.
my cup of tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for like MTV as one, but on CBS, the Grammys, it's some things you should not. It's probably a family Grammy show. The kids out here watching it too. Man, sometimes just leave that song cannot be on the Grammys. I'm sorry, and I don't care if it's Megan or Cardi B, but it's inappropriate. Okay, it's just period.
I mean, at the end of the day, we know what type of performance
Look what
they
happened.
are, right? They are going to bring
Jackson, Justin Timberlake. And Jackson, so you should have banned them.
It's true.
If Janet Jackson don't get banned, they damn so should get banned.
Well,
that's how I really feel.
My thing is, right, we know what type of performers they are, right? They are sex. But I think that a lot of the time as well, like, you know, performers do get restrictions. Like sometimes they have to use a clean version of their song. They can't use explicit versions. Or, you know, they get directed as to how much they can go and how far they can go with their performance, right? So I think the Grammys kind of dropped the ball on this one, but I absolutely agree. Like I feel like a lot of these award shows are getting like worse with it. Like it's just going from bad to worse. And it's like there are kids that attend these shows with their parents.
Yes.
A lot of the celebrities bring.
What is Nita?
Sorry, go Nita. Because I've been wanting to know what you thought about it.
I feel like if people are getting mad about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, they need to also be as equally mad with Miley Cyrus when she was out there shaking her little ass.
Oh, you know I was. That was too much.
Not as much uproar about
God, her ass ain't doing nothing, please.
She's still her ass shaking out there.
You know what though?
Working on that married man. Okay, Robin. Working on Robin thing. That married.
I don't think he's married no more ever since
he's
then.
Not married anymore. However, there was no backlash for her, but for Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, they get.
Well, that.
Now, I will say I am biased. However, I do have to agree with Tiffany. It was just, or Tiff West, it was a bad performance. Cardi B looked drunk. I don't know. She was just moving all crazy. It was just a bad performance. I liked the visuals and stuff that they gave because of, you know, COVID-19 and stuff like that. That was cool. But I don't really see anything wrong with the performance other than it was just the choreography was just all the way off.
Well, the way they were intertwined though,
pregnant
all on the stage.
Yeah,
that was some lesbian moves, honey. Like that was.
Grammys supposed to be like clean cut. We got children. And you know what? I believe they decided to bring Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion to get to up the ratings because they be doing that mess too. And so I'm just saying we got kids. And if Janet Jackson can get banned, okay, and she just got an apology from Justin Timberlake, why they can't get banned? I'm just asking some questions.
One thing, they had a plethora of songs to choose from if they wanted to perform something. The Grammys made it okay for them to perform WAP. So if they didn't want the WAP to be up there, then they wouldn't have done WAP. They would have done something else. They wouldn't have probably done them two together at all.
You don't think the Grammys? You don't think the Grammys saw this performance before they actually went on stage?
Right, and they had to rehearse. So it's not like they didn't know it was going to be.
They knew everything.
But they made
everything.
Some extra stuff.
I believe it done some extra. I believe it done some extra. Nobody didn't know. And it said,
but they could not have because they have to do sound checks before the performance. They have to rehearse before the performance. They have to say. They have to do sound checks. They have to go. They have to do a dry run before the performance, and then they have to perform with the music before you know they actually go live. So everybody.
I'm gonna ask you again, Nita. You got a couple sons, don't you? Would you be okay with your son being an artist?
Yes, she would.
You'd be like,
do you know, Nita?
I'm just
Anita
asking.
Do you know her?
Would you be okay with your son seeing that right there? At the end,
Yes.
Listen, color me bad parent, but they're going to see it whether I'm telling them not to watch or not. That's just the day and age that we're in. I can only control so much of what they see when they're not around me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they watched it. They haven't said anything to me about it, because we're pretty much open about everything.
Mhm.
But
So you take
we
your
wouldn't sit down as a family and watch the Grammys
take
and be
your
like,
son to Grammys and see Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion form WAP. I'm just
I
asking.
got a 16 going on 17-year-old son. He watching more than Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion at this point. And that's just real.
But you know what? Now that I think about it, they have like on the regular show channels, they have like sex scenes and things like that on these regular TV series. So it looks just like any other sex scene, which I feel like maybe I'm just immune at this point because I've seen it so much. And
I'm just saying it's a time and a place for everything. And I'm saying I could see Megan and Carly on MTV, VH1, all them channels.
girl, they need to bring back Uncut.
On CBS, CBS will be a cut channel on CBS on the Grammys. It was just ghetto for me. I'm gonna say it. It was ghetto. Okay, I just said it. I said it. It was ghetto.
I think that they were just expressing sexuality.
Okay, well, you express that in the video. We see that you expressing a lot, Megan and
Some
Carl.
of these hardworking men with these boring ass people needed to watch CBS.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so I mean, my thing is, I think if they kind of just went to the regular choreography for the song WAP, I could understand it. Like, I could probably understand it, right? I think they went an extra mile for this performance. I think it was a bit much. Like, for me, I just don't feel like the award shows are for that. Like, it's
There's a place for everything.
There's a place for everything.
But it's the music.
Right?
It's the music that's out on the radio. It was current. It wasn't like they just pulled that song out of the sky. It's like the number one song.
But it's not the song. My thing is, okay, we know what WAP says, and we know. I get it, right? It's still an X-rated song. It's still gonna be sexual to a degree. But my thing is, you don't have to turn the sex all the way up. You can tame it. You can tame the sex.
Yeah, they should have had their choir robes on.
I was thinking of like all the performances from like Beyonce and even like Rihanna, and they have some sexy songs, you know what I mean?
And when they just not crawling over another one.
And when they perform, you're more turned on by watching Rihanna do a little whine by herself, right? Than to see.
Because somebody actually slapped Beyonce on the ass when she was performing, and she wasn't even naked. So what that say about the viewer?
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that there's a way. I'm just feeling like
too sexual.
There's a way to portray like sexy without actually having sex on stage. Like there's a way to do that. You know what I mean? Like
the song
because Shakira is sexy as hell. She don't have sex on stage.
Sexy as hell.
Shakira be goosing the floor.
The video itself was over sexualized, so that's what they're gonna perform on the Grammy. In the video.
It was just a not a good call. That's all.
I think it was because it was the ratchet.
Then this song right here.
Because when Beyonce get up there twirling and twerking, it's okay, and anybody else, and all the way down.
When she was on that surfboard.
She was lip syncing.
Yep. Hey, it's just because it's them. I think if it was anybody, if that was Beyonce's song and she did that, boy, they keep replaying it. Did you see how great of a performer she is?
But she wouldn't have been intertwined in some women. No.
Or
she might have been, but not like that.
She would have done that. They would have praised her because that's Beyonce.
Right. It's Beyonce. That's the point I'm making.
I don't think Beyonce
it
would
matters
do that.
who you are. Does it matter? Does it really
Beyonce, but we do suspect Megan and Cardi to be a little ghetto, okay? And I'm just saying that was a little ghetto, okay? Man, we know Beyonce can be sophisticated. We know she can be classy. We already know that about her. But can Megan and Cardi be classy? And certain
You know what? Anything is possible.
I think they can. I think they got it in them. But
well, God is showing it's two different things.
Look,
They can do what sells.
I like both of them. I think that they're interesting artists.
I don't know. I think that sex sells stuff gets old very quick. I think it's.
I don't want to see Megan in every. I don't know everything she looks like.
It's too much.
It's only for us. But you got a new generation of people, of kids who are going to keep coming in, and because they're so over sexualized by everything, overly stimulated or underly stimulated, and can be stimulated by any little thing, that's going to keep selling to that group of people.
And these poor children are growing up, and we are raising nymphos. we have given birth. We have been giving birth to a new generation of nymphos.
Why are we acting like that we were not just twerking and stuff too? We had back that thing done. We was grinding on each other. We had pop, lock, and drop it. We was doing all of that.
We were doing all of that. All of it.
Your mama said, baby, leave something to the imagination. You gotta show every part of your body.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Nita, I agree with you. But if you look in our grandmama's days when they were doing the bump, they left. Wait. They left something to the imagination. Then here our parents came and they were doing other ones, right? Other moves. They left a little bit more. They took a little bit, but they were leaving something to the generation. Us too. We came in with the butterfly, right? But we was doing a little more. Still leaving to the. Still leaving.
You don't remember when Lil' Kim had her nipples out, had her titties out. That was imagination.
Well, it
was covered. It was covered.
Everybody.
That was a video.
The videos was just the
You know what? She showed up to the red carpet with that little butterfly over here. So
Look. I agree. Okay, like I get it. Like they are sexy. We know what kind of artists they are. I get that, right? But I just think that there's a time and place for everything. Yes. And the Grammys was not that time or that place for that. Like, don't get me wrong. I support them. I love them. I like them. I enjoy watching them, right? I was uncomfortable watching that performance. I found it too much. I think they took it too far.
Wow.
For the Grammys, I don't think that is for the Grammys. The Grammys, out of all of the award shows, is actually the most high class award show that there is out of all of them, right? It's the classiest award show out of all of them, right? Not every celebrity gets an invitation to the Grammys. Okay, you got to be there for a minute. Okay, so I just think that there's a time and a place for certain situations. Yes, they could have done WAP. Yes, they could have still done that performance. It was the hot single at the time, right? I agree with that. But I just think that they should have rethought about the moves that they were going to do for the song and how much sexual attention they were going to give each other, because that was not the time. It's not the time to be having threesomes, twosomes, lesbianisms, all kinds of isms.
You just made up a whole word.
I get it.
You do now, Nikki. You get it, girl. You get it.
And Harrison was right. Harrison just said Little Kim was at the MTV Awards. She was not at the Grammys.
I would expect it on MTV or BET. Yes. MTV or BET, I would expect that. Yes. I don't expect that at the Grammys.
Grammys or no Grammys, what thing y'all are forgetting is
WAP.
Is that not even that. This is America, okay? And you are going to use that. And that's what it is. And you all need to get with the times, okay? Get with the times, because at this point we can't keep talking about leave her to the imagination or
you think it's every time she gotta be happy
That manner of thinking is all the way played out, and it's never going to be the same. But at this point, what responsibility that you're going to choose to have for your child and what your child watching to be what you want your child to watch. You can't put the responsibility on these entertainers and stuff anymore, and about
That's
you know.
True.
Okay,
that is true.
I'm asking you a plain question. You think every time we watch the
Wait, y'all gonna talk one at a time? I can't hear y'all.
they gotta be happy.
I can't even hear the question or the statement.
Exactly. I can't even hear it because y'all talking over each other.
You think so, Nita? Every time we see Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, they gotta be half naked. Because that what that perception say to the women, Dean? I'm just asking.
At this point, that's the way of the world. And you can, but you don't have to conform to it. You can still be you, still be different, and do. We teach your children not to be like this, whatever. But the responsibility don't fall on these artists because they're going to keep doing what pays them.
Right.
Whether we like it or
Maybe
not.
they should have just never been invited to the Grammys.
He falls on the artist, but if the artist got kids, they damn self, do they want everybody to see them half naked every time you walk out the damn house? Then
I disagree with Andrea on this point, okay? Because I don't think we can talk about them every time that they're out, because that is what their image is. That is
every time I see Megan Thee Stallion video,
I don't have an issue.
Every time I see Megan's video, she's half naked. Do I want to see that?
Okay, but my thing is, I don't have an issue with them being half naked. They want to be half naked. They be half naked.
You don't have to. You don't have to watch her.
You don't have to watch her.
I turn her off because sometimes you get on my nerves.
But
Andrea, I am perfectly with you. Not with the children part, because I do agree with Nita. It is the parents' responsibility to show or not show whatever they want their kids to see. That's your child. You're in charge of that child's life. But I don't subscribe to Cardi B and Megan Stallion's sexuality. That's not. I'm not on the same level. Like, I'm with you on that. I don't subscribe to it, but hey, that pays their bills. Go on, girl, get your money.
Look, I think I don't have an issue with them walking around half naked half the time. At the end of the day, like all of you guys said, right? I agree. It's the parents' responsibility to prevent their children from watching whatever they want to watch. My issue, the only issue I take part in, is the fact that I just do not think that was appropriate for the Grammys. They can do whatever they want to do. This was not the BET Awards. This was not the MTV Awards. This was the Grammys. And I have a higher level of expectation from the Grammys because that is what the Grammys has been known to be for all these years. It's not about getting with the times. It's not about it being America, because the Grammys has always been in America, and it's always been the #1 award show of the season. It's like freaking Fashion Week for designers. It's the same thing, right? So I just think at the Grammys, it was inappropriate. Now, everywhere else, I don't give a damn, because at the end of the day, they are artists, and that is what they do, and that is their visual that they want to give out to everybody. That's completely up to them. I am on that. I'm all for it. I don't mind the sexuality part. I just don't think it was appropriate for the Grammys. That's my only thing. It's the Grammys that took my issue. So I don't blame the Grammys for getting complaints. I can see why people were complaining, because that's not expected at the Grammys. It's just it's never been expected at the Grammys. So you watch the Grammys, you don't expect that type of performance to come on at the Grammys.
Yeah.
So the Grammys is ball gowns.
Did you blame the Grammys for inviting them, or what do you think?
I don't blame the Grammys for invite. I mean, I definitely think that the onus is on the Grammys. Number one, the Grammys should have watched the performance and seen what they were gonna do. But do I think? But maybe, my thing is sometimes rehearsals are one way, but when you go into a live performance and you are living it and you're in that moment and people are screaming for you and people are people are excited and whatever, it's the live show. Sometimes artists overperform or they give you extra diva. They give you extra performance, right? So maybe the Grammys didn't know. Maybe they didn't see that part.
I feel like they did. They did it for the ratings.
If they did, then yes, I definitely think it's on them. They got to take that one. They got to take that one.
Yeah, they did it for the ratings.
I mean,
the outfits weren't that bad to me. I thought the outfits were fine. It wasn't like the costumes or nothing. I didn't have any issues.
They knew what they were going to be putting out there, because you have to do sound check. You have to do the rehearsals at at the place. And when they were doing their dances, they were also singing. So they had to make sure, and they were lip syncing at that. So they had to make sure everything was in time and in rhythm. So they seen everything. So for them to post it, it was on the Grammys to do so. They wanted Megan and Cardi B there, and they wanted WAP, and that's what they got.
So what does this say about what's
That's
the
the
future?
box.
Yeah, what's the future and what we have on display for as women, what we have as an example outside of our immediate family members or whatever?
Well, I just tell my daughter she trashy. She don't know how to put her damn clothes on. How about that? So that I don't keep it. I don't play games, but she's trashy and leave something to the imagination.
Because don't you agree though that okay, your mom can tell you one thing, right? But when you go with your friends, you have that pressure.
Everybody's dressed the same way,
and it's like, yeah, I want to be good, but all these friends I have,
literally,
they're out here like following the norm, and then it makes you feel left out. I think.
I know my daughter is dressing provocative because I see her Instagram, but I still leave a comment. It's trashy tonight.
I think that.
What about regarding yourself, Andre, and not necessarily your daughter?
You know what? I think that. Honestly,
she's grown too.
She's grown, but she's grown in a different level. See, I'm grown.
I see.
There's levels to this stuff.
In all honesty, though, I think that we need to, as women, hold ourselves in a higher standard. We don't have to show absolutely everything. And I agree. I still believe in the old school thing of leave some things to the imagination. Now, I'm not saying we need to walk around like nuns or nothing
grannies.
Like that. But yeah, we ain't gotta do all of that. You know, at the end of the day, we're now in a sexy world and sex sells, okay? And yeah, it could be an overrated term, whatever it is, what it is. But I just think that we need to, as women, you know what? I can look at some women and they are in a full suit and they look sexy as hell.
Yeah, they look more sexy than somebody who's showing everything.
Fully dressed in a suit. And guess
That's
what?
me, honey.
Breaking their neck, looking at them, and you don't have to be in a bra or showing your nipples or in some butty shorts or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's hot, whatever. But I'm just saying we don't have to dress that way every single day in order to get like attention and things like that. We should be holding ourselves to a bit more of a higher standard. We could be fully clothed and still be sexy as hell. It's all about how you wear your confidence as a woman. Exactly. Once you wear that confidence as a woman, you will exude sex and the men will come. Trust me. It's like in the wrong
but I will say, because I don't want to contradict myself, I push the envelope all the time when I go out. Especially as being married. And it's because of society rules. So I think we're getting into that now to where it's like, where do we get to tell people what's sexy or what they should tone down or tone up? You know, I like to make people feel comfortable and know that you don't have to look this way to live this life or to get this out of life, because you gotta admit there's pressure on social media, and the Lord knew not to make me fine. Because if I was,
what do you mean not to make you fine?
Right now, like toot it up. So, because I feel like a lot of time, I don't know, I get tired of rules, and it's the only reason why I'm like that is just because I get tired of people telling people what they should do or shouldn't do, and you know how they should look, should act. So I don't want to contradict myself. Now I agree that we all need to back it up to the old days, and I'll go back to square one. But since we're here, you know, I'm gonna participate, and you know, I fell into a box because I'm just like, you know what? Why am I conforming to something that? What is so wrong with, you know, looking sexy sometimes, or
I don't think nothing wrong as a mom. I don't think nothing wrong of being sexy because my daughter have seen me sexy, but I'm not. I don't show everything, okay? Because I'm not so. I don't show everything. But when I see some of her clothes with some of her friends, I was like, that's too much showing. That's too much body. And matter of fact is, you don't know how to walk off the men who's showing you that much attention with all that body you showing. And that's.
But you know what? I do that, and then you know what? When I get that attention, this is the reason why, a perfect example. I get to shut the man down because you look at me like, oh, that's the thought of the night. And then when you come over there, oh no, thank you for your compliment. I'm married. Nice to meet you. You know. Yeah. And so it can create a different, narrative to where it's like everybody, just because you look a certain way, we need to stop that, right? Just because you look a certain way doesn't mean that you behave, a certain way.
But I agree with that. But at the same time, is before she had her breast reduction, she was big up the top, and she had me and looking at her, and I had to tell her a way she dressed. But now that she don't have a breast reduction, she want to show half clothes off now. She more uncovered than anything now. Okay, so I'm like, that's too much. You're doing too much now.
So I am coming from someone who, I think age has a lot to do with how we dress. When you're young, you have a cute, sexy body, you want to show it off. We all have been there. Like, if I showed you pictures of me when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, like, I'm wearing, like, my skirt stops right under where my butt lift, like, right here, like, where my butt fold is, right there, and the dress is right there. And that's just, like, what I considered sexy at that age. But as I started to grow up, my idea of sexy changed. And I wanted to become a different type of woman. And for me, I felt that in order for me to change, like, when I was changing the outside and trying to figure out what looks good on me, what do I really subscribe to as being sexy for me now, who I am, even the inside changed. Now, like, whereas before when I was young, hood guys used to come up to me as if it was an invitation to come and say, hey, like, give me your number. Hey, ma. Now, the type of woman that I am, and, I can't tell you the last time a hood man, like, came up to me or anything. But in fact, I get other types of guys coming up to me. I have, like, you can tell that they're a little bit higher caliber of man. Even though I'm married, of course, I have to tell them, like, oh, thank you, so nice, but I'm married, committed, and then I flash the ring or whatever, and that's it. But, like, the hood guys just look at me now. They just kind of look like,
oh yeah, they don't want no parts.
They look, though, because it's a beautiful thing to look at, but they cannot touch this. They cannot even approach me. And I think that, young women, this is the problem that they're having. They're attracting the type of guys that are attracted to the legs, to the boobs, to the skin. And that's not the type of man that's going to treat you right. You're going to need...
But a lot of those men that are considered hood men are not even like that, right? They're like...
True.
They have a whole nother thing going on in real life, but they're just out looking for...
Just looking like that, because also girls like that look too. Girls like that.
Right, or they may just be out looking for something really quick and easy. So they don't want you to think that they are of a certain caliber. It's just a game out there.
For me, because for me, I'd rather whatever makes you feel comfortable, wear it. Yeah, I'm a free spirit, and I can pretty much well tell. I got all the colors and everything like that, and whatever I feel like wearing. At my age, 35 years old, that's what I'm going to put on. If I feel like putting on something low cut, I'm going to put on something low cut. If I feel like putting on something, a turtleneck, I'll put on a turtleneck. Just whatever I'm feeling like that day. I don't like to confine myself to this is the standard of women because you are this age.
Right.
To me, that's not my personality. Yeah. And I feel like whatever you feel comfortable wearing, you should wear that. I don't think that should be. I don't think there should be just one way of how a woman should be at whatever age.
I want to add to Nita, like you brought up a good point. It doesn't like matter the age or anything like that. For me, like I don't feel comfortable anymore wearing what I used to wear at 23. So if I did at my age 35, like if I did feel comfortable wearing like short dresses and stuff like that, I'll do it. And I love to see women walking around in some short. I was like, you better go, girl. Like they look good in it. What? Work it. And you better work it. Like,
yeah.
But me personally, once the neckline starts coming down a little too low, it's not even like I feel like, oh, I shouldn't do this. It's a rule. No, it's just like me. I'm like, oh, wow. I just feel like this is not me anymore. It's not for me. I like physically don't want to wear those things anymore. And it's just because like, that's just the way I am now. Like,
right.
Yeah. But I don't judge. I think women look beautiful in whether they're wearing a towel, whether they're wearing a gown, whether they're wearing a suit, whether they're wearing a little cute dress. Like it don't matter. Like if you feel confident, you can tell how a woman's walking with stride. You can tell how confident a woman is in what she's wearing by how she's walking.
Right.
Like how she carries herself. And that for me is the most sexiest. If you feel sexy in whatever you're wearing, then you're doing right. So,
and on that note, y'all, I think that Robin just ended that on a great note. And I think that it's true. I definitely think that we as women and as men, you need to be comfortable with who you are as an individual and do what's best for you. We're not judging. We're just here giving our opinion on the matter. But I definitely feel like women, you can wear sexy and still be fully clothed.
Yes.
And you are the hottest woman in the room. You can be half dressed too and still be a sexy woman in the room.
Sexy.
It's up to whatever it makes you feel confident and that makes you love yourself. That's all that matters. Okay. That's how I feel about it. But guys, I want to say thank you all so much for joining us for Thursday Night Live Ladies Night. Whew, it was a fun show. It was a good show. Thank you to my beautiful, amazing panelists. Guys, if you do not and have not been subscribed to these amazing ladies, then what are you waiting for? Please make sure you go and check out their channels. They are all content creators. We've got Intrigued by Neek, Robin 101, Shanita Marie Randomly, and Andrea Lynch from It's All Hot Air, all hot in Cali. So make sure you guys go and check out all of their channels. They are amazing content creators as well. I just want to say thank you guys all so much. We will see you all on Sunday for BOS, Battle of the Sexes. The men will be here with us, ladies. So I will see you all. If you would like to be a part of the panel for the day, then sure, make sure you click on that link and come and join us. We'll see you all on Sunday. Bye, everyone. Have a good evening.